When I was a freshman in college, I lost my brother Brian to suicide. Brian had been a very successful college student himself. He started experiencing some pretty severe mental health issues in his freshman year of college. He started experiencing depression and hearing voices, some psychosis, and yet he hid it. He hid it from me. He hid it from his friends. He hid it from all of his teachers because he was scared. He was ashamed. He didn't know what this meant. He thought he was the only one who was struggling, and he thought it was his fault.
Coming to college or university is a huge transition. You're growing up, it's a new environment, you're meeting new people, there's an incredible workload.
A lot of mental health issues, they don't really become evident until this period when students have to face a certain issue on their own. They have to seek help on their own.
You have to constantly be the best possible version of yourself, and anything less than that is like you're a failure, you're inadequate. At least that's what I was feeling.
You think that any problem that comes your way, you can solve it, and you don't need anyone's help. And sometimes life gives you challenges that you just can't solve by yourself.
The suicide number is just the very tip of the iceberg, and what you hope is that if you want to change that number, you've got to get much deeper into the problem and begin to change all of the things that are leading up to it. That's where Active Minds may have the greatest impact.
Active Minds is at the center of all the mental health stuff that's going on campus. There's the mental health institution that does a lot of the counseling, but they have a hard time reaching out to students. Students trust students. We're in their position so we can empathize with them. We know what they're going through, and we can help find them the right resources that'll help them with their particular problem.
Active Minds is not a support group. What we do is we connect people who all share a common story, a common life experience, common understanding of how important these issues are. We have to give students the ability to thrive, both emotionally and academically, if we're going to graduate another generation who's going to make a difference in this world.
The part of Active Minds that kept me, like not just in the organization but in school in general, was finding a group of people that weren't necessarily going through the same things I was, and not necessarily could understand what I was going through, but didn't judge me for sharing it.
What is so unique about Active Minds is that we create this environment where dialogues, serious conversations about personal problems arise, and we share and we just listen. It's a beautiful thing.
We come from so many different angles. There's student advocacy, there's wanting to destigmatize mental illness.
We understand that it's okay to ask for help, and it's okay to provide the help and be a part of that change and a part of this movement towards a supportive society.
To make more people acknowledge mental health is extremely enriching, and it allows me to channel and marshal my efforts into something that I'm very, very passionate about.
What Active Minds has done has been an extraordinary contribution.
Our work can never be done. Every year, we need to find a new group of students to carry forward this conversation changing on their campuses. Help us change the conversation about mental health.